Hi students! Today we're going to go over the word forms search and correct on page 66. I want you to have already done this. I sent you the Xerox copy, the PDF of this page. I want you to fill it out and send me your answers. And right now we're going to go over the answers together so you can check your work. But don't do it after I give you the answers, okay? All right, now you'll probably see that these are word form errors, which are pretty hard to find, but the people in our class don't have that many problems with word form errors, so maybe this will go a lot easier than the verb form. I've highlighted the time phrases for you, and let's look at the first sentence. When I describe myself as a writer, the first word that I think of is slow. So far, so good, right? I have to think about a topic for several days before I begin to write, but the most tough part is still the first few words. That's something weird going on right there. The most tough? Tough is a one-syllable word. And you know, for 1- and 2-syllable words, you put the EST at the end to show how tough it is, the toughest part or the tougher part. If the word has 3 or more syllables, then you put more beautiful, more trepidatious, more incredible, right? If it's a long word, you put more before it. If it's a short word, you put ER or EST at the end in order to compare. So we're changing most tough to toughest. Great. All right. Plus, don't you love this joining, right? All right. Sometimes I sit impatient at the computer for hours and end up without any words on the screen. I know students like that. It's so hard, huh? So sometimes I sit impatient. Well, it doesn't have commas, so it's not an adjective. Impatient is modifying what word? Sit, right? So sit's a verb, so we want the adverb form of impatient. How do we do that? That's one of the easiest ones, right? ly at the end, impatiently. All right, good. Let's go on. I know that writing is a slow process, but I am frustrating when I cannot find the right words. There's that ing problem, that adjective. So frustrating would be the assignment, but the person's reaction to the assignment would be frustrated, right? I'm frustrated. Not finding the right words is frustrating, but the feeling the receiver has is frustrated. We went over that in class. That's a hard little concept to grasp. Okay, let's go on. Whoop, we're almost done. How could we be? Once I am past the introduction, I can write the body and conclusion rapid. How can you write it? I can write it rapidly. Okay, so rapidly needs to be an adverb. How do you write? You write rapidly. Because of my slow writing speed, in-class essays are worse than out-of-class writing. Ooh, here's some fancy adjectives with hyphens. Remember when we went over that? In class with the hyphen makes it into an adjective. Worst. Worst is the third one over, right? Bad, worst, worst. And he's only comparing 2 things, so worse than, right? This is worse than that. He doesn't say which one is the absolute worst. So we got to change worst to worse, W-O-R-S-E. When I have only a short period of time to complete an essay, the process is very frightened to me. Right? We know that one, frightening. The process is frightening. How do you feel? You feel frightened, but the process is frightening, ing. Love that joining word up at the beginning, and here's the comma in between the 2 clauses and a period at the end. Very nice sentence structure. Okay, I usually write very slow on these tests and never have time to finish. I usually write. How are you writing? That's the action. That's the verb, huh? So that has to be slowly, adverb. Even though writing makes me uncomfortable, comma, I understand the importance of this skill. The marks the noun form, right? The. So what's the noun form of important? How do we put the ending on it for a noun? CE, importance. Okay, last sentence. I wish I can become a good writer soon by practicing my writing skills more often. All right, you know that when you use wish, you use the unreal conditional, right? It's for impossible or very, very unlikely events. And in this case, this person is hopeful. He or she thinks that they can become a good writer. So I think we should change wish. What's the other word to change it to? Wish, hope, right? I hope I can become a good writer soon. Okay, that's a realistic, possible, plausible event that will happen in the future. I hope I can become a good writer soon. If you're going to use wish, I wish I would become. I wish I were, but I think this person has hope. So I hope. All right, so there's the word form errors. Did you find all 10? I hope so. Oh, I also wanted to mention that the other part of the class, I'm having students predict the topics for writing test 3. So you have to take the 2 topics we've worked with, kindness and learning a language and how it affects your thinking, and you have to put those together into one topic, and that's going to be writing test 3. So what do you think? I'd like you to sit down and write 2 predicted topics. What do you think I'm going to ask? Write them and email them to me, okay? And then when you finish doing that, I want you to make lists of vocabulary words and think about what you've learned about writing about those 2 topics. Get ready for editing. Activate your schema. Okay, so that's how to prepare for writing test 3, which is available starting today. All right, thanks for spending the time with me. Bye-bye.